Well, hello. I realise I haven't given much of an update for the last few weeks, but that's because I've been busy training. I think I'm in week 5 or 6 now of a training block that's been going very well. I've been running about 4 times a week. I've been doing one interval training session, 2 sort of relatively medium runs, sort of about 10k or so, 5-10k, and then 1 long run at the weekend. So I've been getting 4 sessions in at the week, each week, which has been good, and no injuries so far, and so far so good. So I'm currently reporting to you from Split in Croatia, which is so far an amazing city. And so I found this spot on the west of the peninsula, which is clearly some form of national park and reserved green space in Split. And plotted myself a route on Strava last night, and here I am. So it's Monday morning, 6:30, and I'm, as you can tell, at the beginning of the steep bit, going up into the hills. So it's a beautiful day. It's just going to get hot very quickly. Off we go. But Split, I would have to say, is a place I would recommend you come. Look at that. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not, but through the trees, that is a spectacular sight. About 3 or 4k into the run now, and just settling in. It seems to be quite wide paths to circle the circumference of the this park. So I think in a minute I'll probably hit a few more steps. But in the meantime, let's talk a bit about what I've actually been doing on my runs. I've obviously done a lot of running, but what am I learning? Well, to go through the sort of general checklist of things to figure out, I suppose the first one is, how am I running? Well, I've very much stuck to my philosophy of wanting to enjoy it, and I've decided that really hills in any shape or form are not for me in terms of running up them, even unless it's very, very gentle. So it just kills the fun for me, and I get knackered. So I decided the best approach is run down the hills, run on the flats, and for the uphills, well, it really is a question of how hilly are they. If they're really hilly, I walk slowly. If they're a little bit shallow, then I walk a bit faster. And I found that running approach just makes me enjoy the run. It makes me look forward to it a bit more. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going slowly, or the heart rate, if anything, goes up on those walks. So that's really made a big difference to the way I approach the running, and made it a bit more fun. Here's another knackered old person like me. Morning. Yeah, the other news is I've took part in the South Downs half marathon run by 209 event, and that was really good. That was a good training run. nice day for it. They had a canine-a-thon or whatever they call it, where people run with their dogs, and I tucked myself into the back of the pack and came home reasonably comfortably on that, and we went there with Nikki and Cookie the dog and had a very nice morning. So well done to 209 event, but a really good training run. Enjoyed that. So what else? Diet, nutrition. Well, I think it's possible to make a bit more of this than you need to. Particularly in my short runs, I am practicing nutrition and I'm listening to some good videos from Wild Ginger Running, and she, I think Claire, her name is, she had her coach Tim Piggott, who gave a very interesting interview about nutrition and general tactics for trail running. That's really good, so I've learned a bit from that. And I think one of the interesting things about that video is I think he just cautioned a little bit about mixing your hydration strategy from your with your food carbohydrate strategy, because if you get caught out with a sunny day, you can find yourself having a bit too much carbohydrates in the form of liquid, and if it's not so sunny, then you find yourself with not enough if you're not drinking much. So that was quite an interesting video and made me think quite a lot about how to fuel my runs. But I did one of those tests where you weigh yourself before, weigh yourself afterwards, and see how much fluid you use on a reasonably hot day. And I did it twice, and both times I was around the 1.4 litre mark, which per hour, which I was really surprised at. I've been taking that sort of amount of water in the summer, obviously, maybe it's a bit less in the winter. I've been taking that sort of amount of water. I haven't needed the toilet or anything, so I have a suspicion that was the major flaw in my plan at Snowdon, was I didn't have enough water. I only had a litre the first 3.25 hours, and then I had another litre for the second 2.25 hours, so 2 litres over the course of that trip really wasn't enough, and I think that was the main reason I, as they say in running land, bonked so much. So that's that stretching. I haven't done so much stretching. That was the other thing I was going to focus on. I did go and see a Pilates teacher, and she was really helpful and gave me lots to work on. One of the things I realised is my toes aren't very flexible, so they don't. My big toe and all my toes don't really move much from the flat. So I've been trying to just flex them a bit and get them moving, which has resulted in my toes aching quite a lot. But actually I do feel they're now beginning to bend a bit more, which in terms of my running dynamics, it's a very small thing, but if you're not getting any spring from your toes, it's not going to be as good for the efficiency of your running, I don't think. Well, the running is going well on paper. I haven't noticed any obvious sign I'm getting better, but I don't really bothered about that because I just want to do a program, trust that the process works, enjoy each run as it comes, and eventually you knit them all together and you might find suddenly you taper for a race and you have some improvement. So I'm really just getting out into the countryside, enjoying each run. I feel, one thing I do feel is a bit of a sort of part of the gang now. I feel part of a trail running community almost. I know it sounds a bit cliched, but I do feel that runners are, particularly trail runners, but all runners really, are very nice bunch, very encouraging, not judgmental at all about times or anything like that, particularly on the trails, because you have all of the elevations. I think people are just keen that other people get out there and do it and experience everything that's out there. So here you go. How's that for a beautifully constructed little hut? Nice. Not sure if it's placed or not, but nicely bedded onto the roof. Look at that, limestone, everything. And solar panel here just reminds me what this place is called. It's called Marjan, M-A-R-J-A-N. I don't know what that means or what this place is about, but it clearly means, well, it's clearly a national park or something that they've stopped development on, apart from a few very, very picturesque buildings. Split is absolutely amazing. It's been much more beautiful than I thought it was going to be. I expected the blue seas and everything, but I didn't expect enormous mountains like that. Well, not enormous mountains, but they're big enough, aren't they? And just rising up straight from the sea makes it look very impressive. And although I won't be going up those this week, it really is something here for everybody. We went around the old town and had a look at some touristy things with some Roman guards and somebody pretending to be Caesar or something, not quite sure what he was doing. Got the beautiful weather, mountains, loads of history, loads of art galleries, museums, absolutely phenomenal fish restaurants. We had a meal yesterday. It was amazing. It was called Sea Fantasy, and it just had all the fish, 5 or 6 different fish, just lovely. We've got lots of shops as well in UNESCO protected sites, so they're making use of protected areas of buildings and palaces, so giving it some commercial use, so it doesn't just sit there as a archaeological interest. So we had a nice time going around the market, and generally just drove around checking out the city and getting our bearings. So we're 6k into the run now, and before we know it, this run's going to be over. So it hasn't been particularly hot, and I haven't used very much water because it's a very short run, but better to be safe than sorry. Right, well, I don't think I ever quite made it to the top, but now it's time for the descent and back to the car. Well, just when I thought the run was coming to a close, I managed to plot a savage hill elm that's scrambling all the way to get back up, so I might reach the top of this place after all. But this is an absolute killer. It's only a small bit on the map, but it's a real beast of a climb. So it ain't over yet. Back up to the top of the hill that I just came down. Oh. I don't know if you can hear them, but these crickets must be the loudest crickets in the world. Over this tree, over this nice little brick wall. Whoa. Ah. Now, I think in running world, this is called civilization here. So, picked up the path again, and off we go. Whoa! There you go, came from down there. Woo. That was hot. Now I think this really is downhill all the way home. This is a bit more like it. This is proper trail running. Along proper trail. Not too rocky, not too roady, just nice in betweeny. So, hope you enjoyed the video, and hope you enjoyed some of the thoughts I've had over the last few months. I'm probably going to post another video of a run in a different part of Split, which I'm going to do later in the week, just to keep the legs ticking over. But if you've enjoyed the video and you have any words of wisdom about any of the things I talked about, then feel free to make a comment in the bottom. And in the meantime, I hope your running's going well. You are enjoying everything that the outdoors has to offer. I shall finish the video here, finish this long hill, and go back and have a nice dip in the pool. So see you soon.